Okay? Just, oh. So it's my pleasure today, am I on? Yeah, okay. It's my pleasure today to welcome you here. My name is Talia and my pronouns are she, her. And it's such a delight to be the service leader today. When I first started going to a Unitarian church in the southeastern United States, we thought of it mainly as a way for our son to develop his own spiritual and faith path in a culture of evangelical religiosity. But I didn't think I needed anything from a church like this. I thought I was fine. But I soon found a family I didn't know I needed and a home I didn't know I had. So I hope if you're new here today, you will come back a few times to find that family. So I'm going to read the land acknowledgement and then we will have announcements. We are primarily located on the territory of the Cree, Blackfoot, Métis, Nakota, Dene, Iroquois, Anishinaabe, lands that are known as part of Treaties 6, 7, and 8, and a homeland of the Métis. We honor the lands, histories, languages, knowledge systems, and cultures of all First Nations, Métis, and Inuit nations, and endeavor to follow their lead in caring for this land. And now, announcements. I know Reverend Rosemary has one, and there might be others.
Good morning. My name is Reverend Rosemary Morrison, and my pronouns are she and her, and it is my pleasure and honor to serve this congregation. Okay, so I'd like to first of all welcome all of you here and all of you online. For those online, later on in the service, you're going to be going into breakout rooms, and we're going to be going into small groups to talk about our objects of joy with one another. And so you at home are at an advantage to the rest of us, because I don't know about any of you here, but I forgot my object of joy at home. So you're at home, so you can probably find it. So during the service, give yourself some time to go and get your object of joy and bring it to you, and then you can share with the people in your small group as well, your object of joy. And there'll be a little bit more than just sharing about your object of joy. There'll be a couple of other layers to that. So there's that. And next Sunday, as probably all of us know, is Easter Sunday, and it's also Earth Day. So next week we'll be celebrating Earth Day and renewal and rebirth and all things verdant and green and beautiful. And I was quite remiss. There's so much going on that I have forgotten a couple of things to put in newsletters and e-weeklies. But I don't know if you remember, but a few weeks ago, Andrew Glover was here for the Jazz Vespers and just wowed us. And I just kind of ran it by him when he was done. You don't happen to be free on Easter Sunday, do you? And he texted me when he got home and says, yeah, I am. And I said, do you want to come back? And he said, yeah. And so Andrew Glover will be here providing some special music next week. One of Edmonton's preeminent jazz pianists. And our own Andrea Graham will be singing with him as well. So this is not a service you want to miss. So, all right. And it's also a family-friendly service, and we will be rolling out our new name tag system next week. So, I wonder what that's going to look like.
Good morning. My name is Andrew Mills, he, him, and I have the pleasure of being your treasurer. Garage sale, folks. It is that time of year. So I hope you've all been busy cleaning out your closets and finding all those things that don't give you joy that you need to bring to the garage sale. Thank you. Because this Saturday coming up is when we get started. So we do need volunteers to sign up, please, especially on next coming Saturday to help set up tables. If you've got a few muscles, help us set up some tables and put some things out, and then we will start accepting your treasures at that point. One of the things that it said in the newsletter was no furniture. We will accept some furniture. It has to be in really good repair, though. So your treasures and volunteer, please sign up in the lobby. Your treasures start bringing on Saturday. We hope to have a great garage sale. Thank you.
Maria Odekirk, pronouns she, her, and I am speaking on behalf of the newly formed hospitality group, which is myself, my husband Clinton, and Sherry Verbicki. Going back to all the things that are happening on Easter Sunday, which is the 20th next week, we are also going to be holding a potluck lunch after the service. So there are sign-up sheets on the membership table, and we're really, really hoping at this point that Claire is not going to end up being the only person doing setup and teardown. That's where we really would love some extra help. If you are one of those people that's like, I'm going to be there and of course I'll help out, please just put your name on the sheet so that we know. That would be awesome. And then of course we are always looking for people to bring food to share. So if you're not rushing home to make your own Easter feast, please join us for a feast after the service. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Pauline Atwood, and I'm here to tell you about the movie of the month. It's called The Florida Project, and it's about young mothers who are living in a motel with kids, and they're living in the shadow of the happiest place on earth, Disneyland. And so you might ask, what kind of joy is there in that? Well, find joy in unexpected places, and of course joy and sorrow, go hand in hand as we know. So join us, please, on April the 25th, Sunday at Friday at 6 o'clock. And good thing, bonus, it's free. See you then.
Hello, I'm Louise Cherish, she, her. You are invited to stay after church to have a conversation about the times that we're in. Several of you have raised the point that you've been more stressed than at any time of your life with everything being thrown at us in terms of politics and changes and whatever. So it's just a chance for a very informal conversation about what's on your mind, and hopefully we will hear tips how you're dealing with it. What do we as Unitarians have as a special role to get through this time? So it'll be under an hour, there are cookies, and we're just going to have a conversation. Thank you.
Also, next week, we will be celebrating Art Breyer after the service with a time to remember him. He is headed off to Calgary soon, and this is one of his last Sundays with us, and so we will have a cake for him and a little bit of a roast, toast. So bring your memories and your anecdotes and funny and embarrassing stories.
So now we're going to have a prelude from Karen Mills to get us started.
I would like to invite Talia up to light our chalice this morning. This is Talia's first time being a service leader, so I decided it'd be appropriate to give her the honor of lighting our chalice this morning. Come into this place by Margaret, Weis. Come into this place with your whole self, the parts that are raw and exposed, the part that is beaming with joy, the part that is seeking the truth, the new, the possibility. Come into this place, open your heart. I'm sorry, I've lost my place. Okay, oh, there it is. Oh, I beg your pardon. Come into this place, open your heart, lay down your burden, lift up your hope for something new to happen. Come into this place with fellow travelers on the journey. Some faces new and others familiar, and all welcoming you here, now, to this moment. Come, let us be together in this special hour. And as we begin our hour, we're going to sing a complicated and unfamiliar tune, hymn 1000, Morning Has Come. I love this hymn, and I hope that you do too, and maybe we should sing it more. My thinking is always, should never do it ever again because it's hard, or just keep doing it till it's easy. And I'm kind of going with the let's keep doing it till it's easy. It's hymn 1000, Morning Has Come, in the Teal hymn book if you have one, or right here if you don't. Please rise in body or in spirit as you are able. Did great.
And now I'm pleased to have our Sharing Our Abundance. It is to Child Haven International. Child Haven International, I think, is familiar to many of you. It started with a Unitarian minister and his wife, and they support orphanages, and we support orphanages when you help contribute in India and Nepal. So our ushers will come and pass the plates around, and there's also ways you can donate online here at childhaven.ca. So let us sing our offertory response together. Sometimes hard to capture. Like many emotions, it can be fleeting when it arrives and leave far too early. There are also times and turns of our mind where it seems impossible to imagine ever finding joy. In my work as a feminist philosopher, the theme of joy makes me reflect on the thinker Sarah Ahmed, who embraces the designation of a feminist killjoy. No one likes a killjoy. She is someone who can't take a joke. She takes things too seriously. When you just want to go with the flow, she reminds you of the millennia of oppression for the benefit of some to the detriment of many. Feminists are famous for being upset when you really didn't mean it. They're so sensitive. They are, if anyone watches Saturday Night Live, real Debbie Downers. But Ahmed's point is not just that the killjoy calls attention to harms and fights for change, which is true with feminists. A killjoy is someone whose very being can be a problem to be contained and erased. She writes about how we have happiness paths in our society. So, for instance, one anticipates oneself or one's child as on these paths, and the paths hold the promise of happiness, if you follow it. A path could be having a marriage, having a child, having a successful job, being heterosexual, being able-bodied, being quiet, not rocking the boat. So to quote an excellent film, The Lego Movie, happiness paths dictate that everything is awesome, but only if you follow the path and everyone else falls into line. Happiness paths are deep for those with privilege and shut to many without. These routes dictate being angry at those who interrupt the path, would even suggest that it is not the only path, or even more horrifyingly, not the good path. While exclusive, any suggestion that a happiness path is not open to all must be roundly rejected. After all, if you aren't happy, you should just get in line and control yourself. If you really tried, you could be rich, you could be healthy, and you could fit in, and thereby be happy. We can witness the astounding fear and fury whipped up over the outrage that other people whose lives are simply different and that they don't live up to some peculiar idea of gender. To requote H.L. Mencken's phrase about the Puritans, so he writes that the Puritans have the haunting fear that someone, somewhere, may be happy. Which is such a great line. We are now in a time where there is a fear that someone, somewhere, may not be happy in the way that I am happy. If one's happiness can only be achieved if everyone buys into the illusion that the future will be joyful only if we obey a certain path, we may wonder if happiness would even be achieved. Feminists and their friends and allies in social justice are very often not interested in these set paths. The joy they kill is not that they themselves have no joy, but that they refuse to buy into the fiction that these paths are the only roads to joy. This community is one that lives out the idea that there are many paths to joy, and any path that demands the suffering of some to the promise for the happiness of others brings no joy worth having. So now I'm going to read about something that I think brings everyone joy, beauty. And so this is from The Invisible Embrace, Rediscovering True Sources of Compassion, Serenity, and Hope by John O'Donohue. The human soul is hungry for beauty. We seek it everywhere, in landscape, music, art, clothes, furniture, gardening, companionship, love, religion, and in ourselves. No one would desire not to be beautiful. When we experience the beautiful, there's a sense of homecoming. Some of our most wonderful memories are of beautiful places where we felt immediately at home. We feel most alive in the presence of the beautiful, for it meets the needs of our soul. For a while, the strains of struggle and the endurance are relieved, and our frailty is illuminated by a different light, in which we come to glimpse behind the shudder of appearances the sure form of things. In the experience of beauty, we awaken and surrender in the same act. Beauty brings a sense of completion and sureness. Without any of the usual calculation, we can slip into the beautiful with the same ease as we slip into the seamless embrace of water. Something ancient within us already trusts that this embrace will hold us. And now, please rise as you're willing and able for the hymn 163, For the Earth Forever Turning. Yep, and the words are on the screen.
I'd like to invite you into a time of reflection, meditation, contemplation, whatever word works for you. I invite you to put your feet on the floor if you'd like. Feel the grounding influence of the gravity as it pulls from the soles of your feet. Allow the chair that you're sitting in to hold you. Rest. Let your muscles go. Feel that pull as your muscles release. And now I invite you to turn your attention to your breath. Each breath brings life-giving oxygen into our bodies, takes what it needs, and then we expel the rest. We let go. A great metaphor for life. We take what we need, we use it for life, and we let go when it is no longer needed. Each breath reflects life. And as you bring the air into your bodies and you feel some tension, maybe wiggle around a little bit. Give your jaws a little massage. There's a lot of tension right here in our faces. Is there any other place in your body that might need a little love from yourself? Follow your breath in and out as you breathe naturally. Have a few moments of silence, after which I will read a poem. My new favorite author, Rosemary Watola Traumer, from her book, All the Honey, A Different Holding Pattern. But first, enjoy the rest. If I am to hold the world in my heart, then let me hold it the way leaves hold sunshine, trapping the energy not for the sake of holding it, but to transform it into nourishment. Though the process isn't simple, it's common. All around the globe, in every season, leaves hold and synthesize whatever the day gives them. On a day when the energy of the world seems too much to hold, let me bid my heart turn like a leaf to the sun and make sugar. The way Rilke turned grief into sonnets, the way Sibelius turned war into song and silence. A different holding pattern. If I am to hold the world in my heart, then let me hold it the way leaves hold sunshine, trapping the energy not for the sake of holding it, but to transform it into nourishment. The process isn't simple, and it's common. All around the globe, in every season, leaves hold and synthesize whatever the days give them. On a day when the energy of the world seems too much to hold, let me bid my heart turn like a leaf to the sun and make sugar. The way Rilke turned grief into sonnets, the way Sibelius turned war into song. We'll enjoy a few more moments of silence, after which Karen will bring us into hymn 123, Spirit of Life. We'll sing it through twice. Please remain seated. I didn't think I had muted, I apologize. I was sure I hadn't, but you never know. I start hanging my hands out in my pockets and then things happen. In the spirit of life, and for all the things that happen in our lives, things happen, don't they? Things happen. And some of them are joyful, and some of them are sorrowful, and some of them we like, and some of them we don't like. But all of it is our life. And we come here on Sunday mornings to celebrate together our lives. And one of the ways that we can manifest that and make our lives real is in the lighting of candles each Sunday morning. So I invite you to light a candle of joy or concern, celebration or sorrow as we move through our time together. The tables are open. I invite you now. And thank you to those online for putting your candles in the chat. It's lovely to have you with us here in the sanctuary. And as we come to the end, those candles are going to be wet, Talia. I would get a dry one. You'll have a hard time. The sizzle, sizzle. Talia is going to light two final candles, one for Gerard and Andy, Gerard Hayduck and Andy McDonald, who were married last night at the McDonald Hotel, with a little bit of glam. A little bit. I'm excited I have to wear a sparkly bracelet just to keep them in our hearts and minds this morning. And one for all the joys and concerns we hold in our hearts still. Thank you. Such a lovely way of forming community, being together. And as we proceed into talking about joy and how it is mixed with sorrow, we're going to watch a video that I absolutely love. And oh, by the way, thank you, Karen, for playing my favorite things. And whenever I feel afraid. So my children will tell you that an object or objects of joy for me growing up and for them growing up, because they were subjected to many, many showings of The Sound of Music. Show tunes were played, that was our Friday night thing, is that it would be a Rodgers and Hammerstein movie that we'd rent from the library and maybe a picnic or something. So my favorite movie in the entire world is The Sound of Music. I have watched it over 100 times. I know I'm a complete nerd, okay? Anyway, so this joy, I'd invite you to watch. If we could bring the chancel lights down, everything but sconces. Thank you. Perfect.
Give it to me, oh, this joy that I have. The world didn't give it to me. Don't you know that? This joy that I have. The world didn't give it to me. Oh, I said the world didn't give it. The world can't take it away. Oh, this strength that I have, this strength that I have. This strength that I have. Oh, yeah, now. The world didn't give it to me. World didn't give it to me. This strength that I have. Oh, yeah. The world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it to me. This strength that I have. Oh, yeah. The world didn't give it to me. Oh, I said the world didn't give it. The world can't take it away. Oh, this love that I have. This love that I have. Oh, yeah, now. The world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it to me. This love that I have. Oh, yeah. The world didn't give it to me. Don't you know that? This love that I have, yeah. The world didn't give it to me. Singing, the world didn't give it. The world can't take it away. Oh, this pride that I have, this pride that I have. This pride that I have. Oh, yeah, now. The world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it to me. This pride that I have. I said the world didn't give it to me. Don't you know that? This pride that I have, yeah. The world didn't give it to me. Oh, I said the world didn't give it. The world can't take it away. All this peace that I have. Oh, yeah. The world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give me my peace that I have. Oh, yeah, now. The world didn't give it to me. Won't you sing about peace? This peace that I have. Oh, yeah, now. The world didn't give it to me. I said the world didn't give it. The world can't take it away. All this joy that I have, this joy that I have. This joy that I have. Oh, yeah, now, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have. I said the world didn't give it to me. Don't you know that? This joy that I have. The world didn't give it to me. Oh, I said the world didn't give it. The world can't take it away. The world didn't give it and the world can't take it away. The world didn't give it. The world can't take it away. didn't give it, the world can't take it away.
Resistance Revival Chorus believes in the words written by the poet Toy Derricott when she wrote, "Joy is an act of resistance." We believe in the words of Mr. Harry Belafonte, who said, "When the movement is strong, the music is strong." We sing to revive the hearts of those who fight for social justice, and we sing together for freedom.
From the Prophet by Khalil Gibran. Khalil Gibran was a Lebanese philosopher and poet, and one of my favorites. Then a woman said, "Speak to us of joy and sorrow." And he answered, "Your joy is your sorrow unmasked, and the self-same well from your laughter rises was often filled with your tears. And how else can it be? The deeper that sorrow carves into your being, the more joy you can contain. Is not the cup that holds your wine the very cup that was burned in the potter's oven? And is not the lute that soothes your spirit the very wood that was hollowed with knives? When you are joyous, look deep into your heart, and you shall find it is only that which has given you sorrow that is giving you joy. When you are sorrowful, look again in your heart, and you shall see that in truth you are weeping for that which has been your delight. Some of you may say joy is greater than sorrow, and others say, no, sorrow is greater. But I say to you, they are inseparable. Together they come, and when one sits alone with you at your board, remember that the other is asleep under your bed. Verily, you are suspended like scales between your joy and your sorrow. Only when you are empty are you at standstill and balanced. When the treasure keeper lifts you to weigh his gold and his silver, needs must your joy and your sorrow rise or fall. That's the end of that piece from the prophet. I want to tell you about these beautiful flowers here in the sanctuary. They are from the wedding that took place yesterday afternoon and evening, that was held at the McDonald Hotel downtown. And as I mentioned before, it was between our own Gerard Hayduck and his love, Andy McDonald, otherwise known as Mr. Andy Jones. And let me tell you, he's got a bit of a flair. And last week, if you were here last week, you will have noted, or the week before, that he arrived in church in a magenta, hot pink suit with a black fur stole. Woo. So, needless to say, it was a splashy affair. Lots of glam, lots of fancy clothes, and not just on the cis women, which I was so happy to see. It was indeed a beautiful day. The reason I start off with that is that the day was also mixed with sorrow. Gerard, I did that during the wedding too. I called him Gerald. Oh my, I was embarrassed. Gerard has been a member here for many years, and some of you may remember that Gerard lost his partner, Stephen, very unexpectedly. It was a time of deep sorrow for Gerard. This was before my time, and from what I am told, Reverend Audrey helped Gerard through this very difficult time. Such great sorrow has the capacity to increase the amount of great love one can hold. And a great love did come into Gerard's life. And let me tell you, this weekend held so much joy. And yet there was an understanding that there has also been such great sorrow in both their lives. And isn't that the way it is for all of us? So during the event, during the evening, around 10:30, quarter to 11 o'clock, somewhere in there, I lost track, there was an amazing drag show. I pondered why people and so afterwards I pondered, why do people find so much joy in drag shows? My mind wandered to Martha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera, who were persecuted by everyone around them. They were the ones that started the Pride celebrations, and they were participants in the Stonewall Uprising. I cannot tell you in any words or actions how much joy there was in the room during the drag show. It was amazing. Sure, they were fantastic dancers, gymnasts, makeup artists, clothing wizards. But that's just part of it, I think. The joy comes from knowing the depths of despair that trans folk endure, how difficult the journey was and still is for trans folk to be respected and cherished. The room was electric with joy. And also, there is so much sorrow underpinning the history of drag performers. My mind is also turned to the fact that today, in the Christian tradition, is Palm Sunday, a day of complete celebration when Jesus entered the story. As the story goes, Jesus entered Jerusalem riding on a donkey. In one of the stories, one of the Gospels, he rides on a donkey, and on the other one, he rides on a colt and a donkey. And my New Testament professor, when I was in seminary, said, picture this. 1 foot on the colt, 1 foot on the donkey, circus rider going into Jerusalem. That brings me joy. But the story turns, doesn't it? And then and so next week is Easter Sunday, and according to the same story, that joyful story turns into one of sorrow. So I've asked you all to bring an object with you that brings joy, and now is the time, if you are at home and you still haven't found your object of joy, to go and do that. You could have been like me and forgot it at home. Or maybe you have a picture of it. In a few minutes, we're going to break into small groups of 2 or 3, and the folks online are going to get put into breakout rooms. But I want to tell you a little bit about my little item that I was going to bring. And it will illustrate a little bit about how I'm encouraging you to talk about your object of joy. So I was going to bring this little stuffed cat, and it looks like it's a kitten. It's a calico kitten all curled up, and she's in a little basket kitty bed, and I have her on a little pedestal, and she was going to be right there, so you can picture it. She's one of those stuffed animals that are like super realistic, and you can put a battery in her, and that she breathes, her tummy breathes, and she purrs. It isn't a real good purr, so it's more annoying, so I don't often change the battery. And just looking at her brings me joy. And the reason that she brings me joy, not just because it's such a pretty little kitten, but because she is pretty much a replica of a little cat that I had when I was living in Indiana. And that little cat, her name was Lucy, brought me a lot of joy. But then I discovered I was allergic to her. I'm okay with the cat in the house if it's kind of an indoor-outdoor cat and it doesn't come into my bedroom, but Lucy insisted on being in my bedroom and sleeping with me on my bed. But I couldn't do that, so I'd close the door. But it was so sad because she would hurdle herself. She would like take a flying leap at the door and like try to open the door, or she'd put her little paw under the door. Oh, I know, it broke my heart. And then COVID hit. So I put up with it. I took reacting every day, but because I loved Lucy so much, and she brought me so much joy. I was there alone. I had moved into a different country, into an odd state, the state of Indiana, and having another mammal in my apartment in downtown Lafayette brought me incredible comfort and joy. And then COVID hit. And so I had to rehome my little Lucy. And my friend Jean took her and had her until Lucy died about 6 months ago or so. So the reason that little stuffed animal brings me so much joy is because she reminds me so much of Lucy, which, to be perfectly honest with you, it absolutely broke my heart when I left Indiana. And during COVID, I went and spent COVID with my family at that time in the Cowichan Valley on Vancouver Island. And so here's the thing about things that you brought that bring you joy. What's the underpinning? How is it that juxtaposition between joy and sorrow? Can you find that thing in your object of joy that has once brought you sorrow? And is that why it is so meaningful to you? And so I want you to just ponder that for a moment and think about it. So either, like I said, either you can show your object or show a picture of your object, or if you've forgotten it, like I have, you can describe your object. And so those of you online, you might have your object right in front of you. So after you have talked a little bit about it, I'd like you to do that. Is there a deeper meaning with it? Is there some form of your object that is a form of resistance, as they said on there? Joy is a form of resistance. So I'm going to invite you in a moment, and I'm going to ask Mike to start getting the folks organized to get into groups. Let me know when they are, and they'll turn the recording off. And as he does that, I invite you to turn your chairs towards one another and bring yourself into groups or 2 or 3 to share. You each have about 3 or 4 minutes. Okay? Ready? Was meaningful and interesting. As the lovely part about something like that is you not only get to share something that is joyful and may have brought you sorrow, but you get to know one another just a little bit better. You get to chat with people that maybe you haven't had a chance to chat with before. So as we conclude our service, we're going to sing a joyful hymn as we leave, hymn number 1030, Siyahamba. Yeah, that's about as joyful as we've got in our hymnaries. Siyahamba. Everybody know. So there's a little bit of Zulu at the beginning, just a little bit. Siyahamba. Repeat after me. Siyahamba. Kukaneni. Kwenkos. Siyahamba kukaneni kwenkos. Once more. Siyahamba kukaneni kwenkos. Once more. Siyahamba kukaneni kwenkos. Okay. Shouldn't be a problem. All right. There it is. Yes.
What does this mean?
We are marching in the light of God, I believe, because it's the second verse. It comes. The rest of it is in English. So, yeah, okay. Yeah. Great question. All right, are you ready? Please rise in body or in spirit to sing joyfully. I'd like to invite Talia to extinguish our chalice as we prepare to leave this joyful place. A benediction, joy, a benediction by David Breeden. May your heart dance in wisdom and in wonder. May golden light and a whispering breeze fill your moments with joy, the very spark of being. Live like a sage, play like a child, dance with the moments as they arrive. Before I offer you words of benediction, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for being here this morning. Thank you for all of those that have provided music, and thank you to Talia for service leading. You did a great job for your first time. Thank you. Not just for your first time, you just did a great job. Thank you to the tech deck and all those who help with the production of these services. And thank you to those of you who are online. I hope you were able to participate. That was fun. I hope you had fun. I did. And now, do not be dismayed by the brokenness of the world. Things can break. but things can also be mended, not with time, as they say, with intention. So go and love intentionally. Go and love extravagantly and love unconditionally, for the broken world waits in darkness for the light that is within you. Go in peace, gentle people. Go in peace. And let us join together and sing our linking song, Carry the Flame. The words will come up behind us. If you're visiting, we make this haphazard circle, which you can choose to join or not, and you can choose to hold hands or not.